Hello guys, welcome to the next video on Node.js tutorial for beginners. In this video, we will learn how we can create custom modules in Node.js. Now in the previous videos, we have already seen how we can use built-in modules in Node.js. And the example of that was using the module called HTTP. So in the previous videos, we have used a built-in module which was already built in a Node.js, which was called HTTP. And the way we have used it is like this. So we have used this require keyword and then use the name of the module which we wanted to use, right? And we have assigned this module to a variable so that it has created an instance of this module, and using this variable we can call any method inside this module which it contains, right? In a similar way, in Node.js we can also define our own custom module. Now for example, we want to define a module which says hello in different language, so we can define our custom module. Now for that, what we can do is we just need to create a new file for every module we want to create. So let me go to the command line and let's see what are the files which are there inside my project right now. So as I can see, I have right now only app.js, which is my main file. You can see here also the same, right? And now I'm going to create a new file. For example, I'm going to say that it's a hello.js, for example. And in this new file, we want to create a function. For example, I will create a function, and first of all let me create a variable which has the name say hello in English, for example, right? And to this variable I will assign a value which is returned by a anonymous function. So we can define an anonymous function like this. We have already seen in the previous video. And then this function returns, for example, let's see what it returns. So it returns hello in English, something like this, right? And the way we can use this function in our main app.js is we just need to use a keyword called exports, right? So here we have defined this variable, and if you use, instead of this var, if you use exports, something like this, then you can use all the content of this file in the other file, for example, right? Now how you can use this file content into the main file? For example, we use the same construct. We just use var, and let's say our variable name we want to give here is hello, right? Is equal to require, just use require. And as we have done in the built-in module, we have just called the name of the module. For example, we were using HTTP, we have called the name of the module. So the rule in Node.js is whenever you are using a built-in module which is not created by you, then you can use something like name of the module only. Otherwise, if you want to use a custom module, you can just write something like this. So you can just write dot and then / and then, for example, the name of the file, so hello.js, something like this, okay? And now using this variable, you can call a function. So I will just use semicolon here, and then, for example, I will just console log the value which is returned by that function, right? And then what I want to do, I will just use this variable and then call a method which I have defined here, which is this one. So whenever you require any file, for example, all the method inside that file are available in this file which in which you have required this file, right? So I can just write something like this, and then don't forget these brackets, because this function have these brackets, right, without any argument, right? And then save your code, and then go to the command line, and then just run your app. So just write node app.js, and it gives me error. So let's see what the error is. The spelling of export is wrong, so just write exports, right? So just write exports dot say hello, right? And then once again run your code, and now it prints hello. Okay, so in order to use the content of one file into other, you need to use this keyword before your function name, for example, right? Now if you want to use multiple functions, you can just write something like this. So for example, first function is say hello in English, then the second function is say hello in Spanish, for example, and it says hola, something like this, right? Now this method is also available, so both the methods are available now in the app.js file. So instead of using say hello in English, we can just say hello in Spanish, and then we can run our code once again, and it prints hola, right? So this is one way of using a module, custom module, right? The other way is you can just use something like this. So what you can do here is you define your functions, these variables, remove the export from here, something like this, and then you just use these colons here, and then here you just write module dot exports, and in the curly braces just enclose both the functions, something like this. Okay, and just use comma here, and also don't forget to assign this value here. Okay, so just write module dot export, and then you have these object inside these curly braces. For example, say hello in English and say hello in Spanish, and this is also this kind of export can also be used. So let's see what's the result now. I hope it will be same. It's the same result, right? So this is the second way of exporting your methods, right? The third way of using modules is, for example, you have these object and elements here, right? And then you can assign this to some new object, for example var hello, right? And then you can just use module dot export and then assign the value of hello here, right? And we are not doing anything special here. You see we were using this modules dot export here, right? And what we have done is, instead of using this, we have assigned the value of this object to a variable, for example var hello, and then we have just assigned the value of hello, and we have exported this module, right? So essentially the same, but this is more readable. So This says that this is our hello module and it have two functions inside it, right? And it's also going to give the same result. So once again, run the code, says the same. Let's use both the function. So say hello in Spanish and say hello in English, and then we can just run our code and it prints hello and hello, hola, right? So in this way you can define a custom module in Node.js. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.